Uganda esiibuddwa omulwadde wa Ebola nga awonye. Erias Lukwago yeewaddeyo mu kkooti enkulu okubozesebwa. Empaka z'ekikopo kya Toro Masaza kya kutumbula ebitone. UEDCL erongoosezza amasannyalaze mu Rwenzori region okutumbula obwesigwa. UNDP ne UPDN bakubye abavuzi ba loole ne baasi mu kulwanyisa Ebola. Okuva mu kwekenneenya okutuuka ku nnongoosereza, Museveni asabye APRM okukola. Bamusigansimbi mu Misiri batunuulidde pulojekiti y'eggaali y'omukka eya Kampala. Nkukulisaayo nnyo mu mawulire amafunze nga ke kaseera nga kuwe mu bujjuvu eyakatwegattako tukyali mu mawulire agookya era nga gano gaakatandika. Wano tutandise ne Uganda esiibuddwa omulwadde wa Ebola asembye oluvannyuma lw'okuwona mu bujjuvu ekirwadde kya Ebola. Katubirabe mu bujjuvu.
On the 15th of May 2026, Uganda confirmed an imported Ebola case from the DRC and 20 cases were registered. 2 people died and 18 survived. The National Public Health Emergency Operations Center at Mulago has now discharged the last case.
I take the opportunity to hand over the certificate our friend. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
You are all aware that 18 patients came through this unit during this epidemic and 17 of them survived. Only 1 passed away. And for us as a health team, we are very sorry for that death, but we appreciate the effort this team has put together to help those patients.
Now, Uganda has started the countdown for 42 days, after which the country will be declared Ebola-free if no any other confirmed case is recorded.
Discharging the last patient does not mean that we are now Ebola-free. The international guidelines command us that when we discharge the last patient, then we start the countdown. The incubation period for Ebola disease is up to 21 days. So we count 2 cycles of the incubation period. So we start from now. The countdown, 21 days, then another 21 days, which makes it 42 days.
Despite the success, a report presented before Parliament by the Shadow Minister for Health reveals that an estimated economic loss of between 30 to 40 billion shillings was registered, especially in the tourism sector. In response, however, the minister equated the loss to collateral damage that was unavoidable.
Our premium of 1.7 billion US dollars of tourism sector was left exposed to international panic. The massive cancellation, Right Honourable Speaker, the ministry allowed international markets to believe the entire country was a hot zone. This triggered immediate booking cancellations during our peak May to September safari season.
The good is to protect Ugandans first. And when an outbreak like this comes out, you are hard pressed between the two choices: to be transparent and report the disease so that you prevent it and caution people not to get it, or to remain quiet even when there is a risk of many people contracting it.
Uganda registered 20 confirmed cases with 2 deaths and over 160 contacts, while DRC has registered over 2,000 cases and 700 deaths. The World Health Organization commended Uganda for her preparedness that disrupted the transmission of the disease.
The number of deaths compared to the number of patients who have passed through this unit gives a case fatality rate of less than 10%, which is about one of the lowest in Ebola outbreaks that has been recorded. And that is not by luck, it is not by chance. It's because people invested in preparedness, and thus we are able to get results which are this good.
The two governments, Uganda and DRC, signed a memorandum of understanding that allowed 50 Ugandan health workers to DRC to assist in the response efforts.
Ebola afuse Ebola tweyongera okusabira mwattu eggwanga lyaffe Uganda tusobole okubanga ekirwadde ky'Ebola tukiwonye naddala nga tetukyaddayo kufuna keesi zonna naye nga y'omutonzi tumwebaza nti oyo yasiibuddwa nga yawonye bulungi nnyo ddala eyo ng'ate tuvuddeyo omusango gw'okulya mu nsi olukwe. Erias Lukwago yewaddeyo mu kkooti enkulu e Makindye okuwozesebwa. Katubirabe.
In Makindye Chief Magistrates Court, presided over by Magistrate Sala and Basemera, lawyer Elias Lukwago is accused of the offence of misprision of treason, an offence that has kept him on remand for 1 month. Prosecution informed court that investigations have been completed and that it's ready to commit Elias Lukwago to the High Court for a full trial. In the indictment presented to court, prosecution alleges that in 2023, Elias Lukwago, together with Dr. Kizza Besigye, Hajobedi Lutale, Ibrahim Samjunganda, Lubega Mukaku, and Charles Romshana held meetings to discuss plans intended to overturn the government. Prosecution further alleges that during the same meetings, Dr. Kizza Besigye requested Andrew Wahabwe to train some of his allies in covert intelligence and paramilitary tactics.
Between 2021 and November 2024 at various places, including Nairobi in Kenya and Kampala district in Uganda, knowing that other persons to wit, Joel Wakaima, Frank, Chiherere Atukunda, Haj Obed Lutale, and Colonel retired Dr. Kizza Besigye intended to commit treason.
It also alleges that Dr. Kizza Besigye requested counterfeit Ugandan shillings into Uganda with the intention of injecting them into the economy to raise funds and destabilize the country's economy. The indictment further states that Lukwago, as leader of PFF, together with Samuel Mahoha, in 2024 mobilized and authorized the travel of PFF members to Kisumu, Kenya for training, allegedly intended to overthrow the government of the Republic of Uganda by force of arms.
Your worship, that they are chosen while in hospital.
According to the prosecution, although Elias Lukwago, as a leader of PFF, was aware of the meetings and the alleged plots in Geneva, Switzerland, and other parts of Kenya and Uganda, he deliberately failed to report the matter to the relevant authorities. Prosecution says it will rely on evidence and exhibits, including the accused's call data records, police investigation reports, immigration records, and travel histories of Dr. Kizza Besigye, Hajobedi Lutale, Elias Lukwago, Simon Lutalondwa, among others. Other evidence will include records confirming the various individuals who traveled outside Uganda during the periods of the alleged meetings and training sessions, recordings involving intelligence officer from CMY, electronic devices allegedly used to make the recordings, audios and video recordings of the meetings, among other exhibits. Lawyer Elias Lukwago, who physically appeared in court, unlike during the previous court sitting, was committed to High Court for full trial after the indictment was read to him.
Eyo nga tuvuddeyo ate zo empaka z'ekikopo ky'amasaza g'Etooro kyolekedde okwongera okutumbula n'okumanya ebitone by'abantu. Katubirabe.
Chagwina ba football fan balesona pira. Kugonza na wanapira kulangira kwireyo. JJ Musingize. JJ pira bagwibire ku Kenya Rastaman natera kuri goalkeeper Gunzo Francis. Gunzo.
Beyond the thrill of the pitch, this year's tournament carries a profound social weight, blending the power of football with critical health advocacy. The leadership of Toro Kingdom and local leaders have heavily anchored this edition on rallying a cry to combat the spread of HIV within the community, urging youth to remain vigilant and protective of their lives. This season is about rewriting history. No team has ever successfully defended the Masaza Cup since corporate giants MTN and Plascom came on board.
For us, we want to thank God that MTN has been sponsoring us, but today we have got a chance. Plascom is also on board, and they are doing wonders because they are now on board. We are assuring you that the winning team, they are giving us also special trophies and special gifts.
Right, Honorable Prime Minister, football, the overall winner has been walking away with 25 million. And effective this year, we are increasing it to 35 million shillings.
Chaka team manager Adolf Kato Abwoki says his technical committee and newly assigned elite squad are structured specifically to break that jinx.
Since the official sponsor of MTN and Plascon came on board, no team has ever defended a trophy. It is only Chaka that tried and reached on final, but it was beaten by Mwenge. The game itself promoted big relationship between Toro and Luganda.
Meanwhile, political and cultural unity took precedence as local leaders lauded the tournament for bridging gaps between different Masaza like Chitagwenda, Ntoroko, Chiwele, and fostering closer ties with sister kingdoms like Luganda.
Omukama ntumire kubagambira ali ahero nasoma baita garuka mubwire kwempamo baito nawe ali omahabo abaliyo basungu mpira online.
Ate ekitongole ekigaba amasanyalaze ekya UEDCL kiwadde omulimo gw'okuddaabiriza n'okulongoosa ebizimbe by'amasanyalaze mu kitundu kya Rwenzori region okusobola okutumbula obwesigwa. Katubirabe.
The upgrade of the 11-kilometer Nkenda Kasese feeder and the 100-kilometer Nkenda Bushenyi feeder is intended to address the long-standing concerns raised by the communities over unreliable electricity supply.
Needs for supply quality of supply improvement, because we had so many power interruptions occasioned by poles falling in the park. And this was due to bushfires that usually happen in the park, which deteriorated the life of the poles in the park. So this project is coming after the government approved a budget or spending of 16 billion.
The project will involve replacing wooden poles with concrete poles and strengthening the distribution network to match the increasing power generated by the newly constructed power plants.
Adding the conductor for that 11-kilometer line, the existing conductor is a mixture of 25 and 50. So we are upgrading it to 100 square millimeter. And the one of Nkenda Ishaka, it is 100 square millimeter, so we are upgrading it to 200 to increase the capacity. But also what motivated this project also to come in place, we are having a number of mini hydropower plants in the Rwenzori region, which are unable to evacuate their generation because of the constraint on the network.
The company has conducted community and stakeholder engagements as the project will require planned power shutdown during the 8-month implementation period.
We shall be communicating 2 days before these outages come through. So we expect these outages to come on Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays from 8 to 5. But like I said, we are going to be communicating 2 days before that outage.
The community is optimistic that the project will improve electricity reliability, stimulate development and create employment opportunities for the population.
The leadership, we have really pledged support in terms of security and in terms of physical support. So I appeal to our young, energetic youth also who are willing to be among those people who are going to provide service. Please come and join them. They give you employment, then you get your living.
During the commissioning of the project at the Kasese district headquarters, district leaders pledged to support the project, particularly by safeguarding the electricity infrastructure against vandalism.
We are going to protect them and those vandalizers, and in fact they should know if you are caught in that act, it is a treason case. But this time we are going to change the style because it is too much.
The two major feeders under this enhancement project evacuate power from the Nkenda power substation. The upgrade is expected to maximize the utilization of generated electricity while reducing losses associated with dimmed energy. The contract has been awarded to Tetra Technical Services.
Eyo nga tuvuddeyo ate kyo ekibiina kya Uganda Professional Drivers Network kiyite UPDN mu bufunze nga kikolagana n'ekitongole ky'amawanga amagatte ekivunaanyizibwa ku nkulaakulana ekya UNDP kikwasizza abavuzi ba loole ebikozesebwa mu buyonjo n'obuyonjo ku Ebola nga Uganda yeetegekera okulwanyisa ekirwadde kya Ebola. Katubirabe.
The Ministry of Health has emphasized the importance of truck and bus drivers in preventing the spread of Ebola due to their frequent movement across districts and beyond. In partnership with the Uganda Professional Drivers Network and the United Nations Development Programme, sanitation and hygiene equipment was distributed to support the country's Ebola preparedness efforts.
We know that the transport sector is very important in the movement of people, and viruses move with the people. As long as persons move from one place to another, and so are the viruses being transported from one geographical location to another. The clear example is how we registered this outbreak, that the first index case actually came from Congo. So meaning that as long as the Congo has not really overcome the challenge, we are still at risk.
Leaders of the Uganda Professional Drivers Network pledged to distribute the equipment across transport parks to aid in the fight against the Ebola virus.
They are going to be deployed at the different parks so that as people are accessing parks or buses, they are able to wash their hands, they are able to take their temperature, but also as they board buses and they continue with their businesses. We expect that the bus owners can now buy batteries into the temperature guns, and every passenger, even those boarding along the road, can always be screened so that the transport sector remains safe.
The United Nations Development Programme representative attributed the support to strengthening Uganda's contribution in protecting regional trade and mobility in the region.
Because UNDP is a strong partner in supporting the government toward the achievement of their national development plan and sustainable development goals as well. What we have done now, it is falling in to respond to shock and crisis. And we are really delighted to be here to support and for the country to get free Ebola.
Truck and bus drivers welcomed the intervention and appealed to government to establish practical measures to allow safe mobility, especially in areas of higher risk of Ebola outbreak.
Bananyini mabasi nabo batugamba ffe ng'abakozi tinamwe muyimirira ate tugenda kubasasuza ki. So n'olwekyo tukubira gavumenti nga lipooti gye tufunye wano ku musawo omukulu ng'agamba sofa keesi ezabaawo tekunnayongerwako. Tubadde tusaba ekkoligo oba okusiba oba okuyimiriza baasi zaffe okugenda ku mabooda lye baateekawo liveewo.
With this initiative, the government aims to completely wipe out any importation of Ebola into the country.
Ateye omumyuka wa President Jessica Alupo akiikiridde President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni ku mukolo gw'okutongoza enkola ya Zimbabwe mu kibuga ekikulu ekya Zimbabwe ekimanyikiddwa nga Harare. Katubirabe.
At a time when Africa is accelerating implementation of Agenda 2063 and the African Continental Free Trade Area, sound economic governance is indispensable for promoting investment, enhancing competitiveness, strengthening regional value chains, and delivering sustainable and inclusive growth. The review rightly recognizes Zimbabwe's continued commitment to regional integration through SADC, COMESA, and the African Continental Free Trade Area, while identifying practical opportunities to strengthen economic governance and institutional effectiveness. These are challenges shared by many African countries, making peer learning and the exchange of best practices more relevant than ever before. Your Excellency, the APRM remains Africa's foremost governance instrument, conceived by Africans, owned by Africans, and driven by the conviction that Africa's governance challenges are best addressed through African leadership and African solutions. Through voluntary self-assessment, peer learning, mutual accountability, and the exchange of best practices, the mechanism has become an indispensable platform for strengthening institutions, informing policy reforms, promoting peace, and accelerating socio-economic transformation across our continent. However, a true value of the APRM does not lie in the review report itself. Its greatest value lies in the implementation of the National Program of Action. A review only becomes meaningful when it translates into concrete reforms, measurable improvements, and tangible benefits for all citizens. Today's launch, therefore, represents far more than the unveiling of a report. It is a public commitment to implementation, accountability, and continuous improvement.
Ate ye Ssaabaminisita wa Uganda Robina Nabbanja akyazizza akabinja kabamusiga nsimbi ba Misiri nga bano bategese okumalawo akalipagano k'ebidduka mu kibuga Kampala nga bazimba enguudo z'eggaali y'omukka mu kibuga Kampala n'emiririrwano. Katubirabe.
Congested, causing a gridlock in the city. In order to solve this problem, Egyptian investors are in Uganda with a mega plan to construct a light railway in the Kampala metropolitan area. The delegation led by the Egyptian Deputy Assistant Minister for Foreign Affairs, Mohamed Hamzawai, today met the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robina Nabbanja.
As you are aware, Uganda and Egypt enjoy cordial bilateral relations. When the President talked about the light rail and he introduced you to me, I feel this is the way to go. We have a lot of traffic jam, so your coming is a blessing.
According to the Egyptian Deputy Assistant Minister for Foreign Affairs, Mohamed Hamzawai, Erascom Construction Company will execute the project.
Erascom Construction is one of the biggest construction companies, not only in Egypt, not only in the Middle East, but in the whole world. That's according to the ranking of the construction companies of the world. So they have the ability, they have the muscle. Erascom Construction is the one who built the contractor. Yeah, he's the contractor.
It was good.
Of the museum.
You're honored that you were there.
Yes,
I still have those memories.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to be here,
We would really like to be involved and participate in solving the traffic problem in Kampala, like we did in Cairo. We were involved in the Cairo Metro for the last 40 years. We also did the light rail in Egypt, we did the monorail, and currently we're doing the high-speed train.
He informed the Prime Minister that the company has already signed a memorandum of understanding with the government of Uganda to carry out a feasibility study on the project.
We had several meetings with the Attorney General, and we managed to sign a memorandum of understanding that gives, between Orascom Construction and the government, that gives them the exclusivity to do a study, feasibility study, on the ways and routes of how to solve the greater Kampala traffic and congestion problem.
For me, I want that project tomorrow. If only I'm told tomorrow you are starting the construction, I will be the happiest.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robin Nabanja, held a meeting with the minister in charge of Kampala Capital City Authority and the KCCA technical staff to review the progress on several road construction in the city.
At least ebinya mu Kampala ndoza bigenda bifuuka history. There is time in 2022 when we could not even every time you would see on social media. But to some extent there is some work done, and I want to appreciate you.
KCCA Deputy Executive Director Benon Kigenyi informed the Prime Minister that KCCA will soon embark on rehabilitation of several roads in the city.
Of Bombo 2 Road. Bombo 2 Road begins at Wandigea, Mubitala, Kubiri to Waise. And the other road that we're also going to start very soon is Yusuf Lule Road up to Wandigea. We shall, after that, take up Gaddafi Road from the point at Kubitala coming down to Aga Khan, so that it joins with the Gaddafi Mosque approach, which we have already done. We also will be doing the Chinawataka Road.
We are about to convince our people. Kampala is about to be a city with no potholes. Apart from that road you are talking about of Natete.
He also informed the Prime Minister about the challenge KCCA is facing over Kibuye Natete Busega Road, which is currently under the mandate of the Minister of Works.
There is actually another road which we have had a lot of push and pull with the Ministry of Works, the Kibuye Natete Busega Road.
This is a works road. You can imagine in this country we are saying this is a works road, this is a Kampala road, this is a district road, and we cannot even have that project take off because of such a thing.
If you have money, do you think our people know who has worked on what? For them, they want good roads, that's all.
The Prime Minister is expected to inspect several ongoing road construction projects within Kampala City tomorrow.
Nkwebaliza ddala okubanga obadde mulabi mulungi nnyo ddala okuva gye twatandikidde mpaka essaawa zino nga go amawulire agocca bwe gatyo bwe galabise naye nga sinaba basiibula munzikirize mbagaliza olugendo olulungi eri mmwe abagenda mu overnight olunaku olwaleero anti olunaku lwakutaano overnight zibeerayo nnyingi nnyo ddala mbagaliza olugendo olulungi mukama abakulembere naye nga oba otuusemu overnight mbadde nsaba ogimaleko kubanga otambula ate mu matumbi g'ekiro ababbi babeerayo bangi nnyo so omalako overnight tusobole okulwanyisa abo abasika ku busawo bw'abakyala nammwe abavuzi b'ebidduka mbadde nsaba mukendezeeko ku speed nga muli ku maguudo tusobole okulwanyisa obubenje obuyitiridde obungi ennyo ddala mu ggwanga. Joy Television amawulire go gawedde ku Lwesande temwerabira kugendako mu kanisa okwebaza omutonzi tusisinkane olunaku olwa Mande mbagala nnyo mukama abankumire ate mbagaliza ekiro ekirungi nze Vicar Blessing atoleire mweraba.